The champions were celebrated, and heroes stood tall. Hope was lost, and glory had faded. One man had a vision to bring the excitement back.
Win the game, baby! Oh, did he get up in the air?
The Houston Rockets. Rudy Tomjanovich, Hakeem Olajuwon, Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley. Now playing at an arena near you.
Live from the Compaq Center in Houston, UPN 20 presents Houston Rockets basketball. Tonight, the Rockets taking on the Sacramento Kings. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Worrell. Good to have you with us tonight as the Rockets return home to take on the Kings. What a great road trip for the Houston Rockets, winning in Toronto and a last-second win in Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. And the Rockets now are the only team in the NBA to be 2 games over 500 on the road at 10-8 and a game under 500 at home at 8-9. And they're going to try to do something about that tonight against the Kings. The only problem, Calvin Murphy, is the Kings have won 5 of the last 6 games against Houston, and the Kings seem to match up almost too well against the Rockets.
Yeah, that seems to be a problem anytime the Rockets match up against the Kings. But what the Rockets got to be concerned about is not what happened yesterday or the matchup situation. They've got to be concerned about being the aggressor, making the Kings play their type of a basketball game.
Of course, it all starts for Sacramento in the middle with Chris Webber, and he is averaging 26 points a game, about 11 rebounds. He also gets a lot of assists and steals and block shots. He is the catalyst. He's the guy that makes them go. Kenny Thomas now is going to have to make him work tonight.
Well, it's interesting because Kenny's a different ball player than Webber saw the last time out. So Kenny's got to show him that he can match him out on that floor. He got to stay out of foul trouble. Webber is aggressive and he'll go to the basket, and he has a tendency to get his opponent in trouble early.
And another exciting matchup's going to be in the backcourt. All the dash and flash of Jason Williams. He's really cut back on his turnovers this season now. Not maybe as exciting and high-flying as he used to be, but he's still a heck of a guard. Now, the numbers Steve Francis is putting up lately has been just incredible.
It's ridiculous, as the kids on the street will say.
Yeah.
He has done it all. He has simply gotten out on the floor, and he enjoys what he's doing, and because of it, his team will follow. Now, Steve has got to understand that he can't go out there and try to get a game within a game. He has a job to do. Don't try to make a competition out of this.
Over 3 years ago, Jeff Petrie, in the first round of the NBA draft, announced to everybody in Arco Arena he was drafting Peja Stojakovic out of Croatia. And everybody in Sacramento said, who? Well, I'll tell you who Peja Stojakovic is now. He's averaging about 19 points a game. He's doing it all. He is as good an open court player as there is in the NBA. But Shannon Anderson ain't playing bad either.
No, since Shannon went from the 2 guard to the small forward, he has been a different player. He has been able to score in the open court, and he's also played excellent defense.
The one thing about the Kings, they average almost 100 points a game, Murph. You're going to have to play defense tonight.
Yeah, you don't want to get into a turnover situation because they'll capitalize on it.
Should be a great wide-open game for you tonight. The Rockets trying to get to 500 at home. We'll be back with a tip-off in just a moment on UPN 20.
Houston Rockets basketball is presented by Miller Lite, the true Pilsner that's true to Texas. By Gallery Furniture. Check out galleryfurniture.com for giant selections of furniture with immediate delivery. And by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Houston Rockets.
Time you think about going to Florida, think Southwest Airlines. Only $79 to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, West Palm Beach, Jacksonville, or Tampa. Purchased by January 16th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Forget yesterday, for tomorrow holds no bounds. It isn't enough to plan business communications on what's now. You have to plan for what's next. on what isn't possible. Yet, Logix is at the forefront, not responding to change, driving it, taking voice and data solutions from now to what's beyond now, for the way you're going to do business. That's logical. That's Logix.
Let's hear it for the lady. The one whose work is never done. Without you, none of us would even be here. Here's to you, Mom, from a car with the right stuff to get you through it all. Chevy Malibu, the car you depend on every day. Just like you, we'll be there.
Announces the incredible Starship Sectional on sale right now. It contains double recliners with full chaise pad for that oh-so-comfortable feel when you make yourself comfortable. Overhead fold-down table with cup holders for your drinks. A dual 2-motor heater and massager to make you even feel better when you sit in that beautiful sectional. Lift up back with adjustable reading lights for each recliner, removable, fully upholstered cup holders in each arm, and a full-size inner spring mattress. The Gallery Furniture Starship 2 Sectional on sale right now. Gallery saves you money.
Thank you, Lisa, and welcome everybody back to Compaq Center in Houston. The Rockets at 18-17 against the Sacramento Kings at 23-10. Let's go to our public address announcer, Mario Nani, for the starting lineup.
The other guard, 6'1" from Florida, number 55, Jason Williams. At forward, 6'9" from Serbia, number 16, Peja Stojakovic. At forward, 6'10" from Michigan, number 4, Chris Webber. At Pete Carroll and John Wetzel. The athletic trainer is Pete Youngman.
All right, Houston, on your feet and prepare for Rockets liftoff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Clutch City, and here are your Rockets Power Dancers, powered by Reliance Energy. And now, the starting lineup for your Houston Rockets. At guard, 6'3" from Maryland, number 3, Dave Francis. At guard, 6'4" from Rhode Island, number 5, the Cat, Casino Mobley. At forward, 6'6" from Georgia, number 40, Shandon Anderson. At forward, 6'7" from New Mexico, number 21, Kenny Cavett. And the center, 6'9" from Michigan, number 2, Maurice Taylor. The head coach of the Rockets is Rudy Tomjanovich. His assistants are.
Well, Rudy Tomjanovich really proud of his team, the way it played on the road, winning in Toronto and in Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks. But he's got to try to find some remedy for the home situation. Rockets, the only team that I can remember this deep into a season that is under 500 at home at 8-9 and 2 over 500 on the road at 10-8. Just the opposite is Sacramento. The Kings 23-10 on the season. The Kings are 16-3 at home, but only 7-7 on the road. Here tonight's starting lineups presented by Southwest Airlines, and it's Webber, Thomas, Stojakovic, Anderson, Divac, and Taylor. Christie, Mobley, and Williams and Francis. Rick Adelman, of course, has had a lot of success in the NBA, reunited with an old Portland teammate, Jeff Petrie, who is the general manager of the Sacramento Kings. Adelman now in his 3rd season in Sacramento. He took the Portland Trailblazers to the NBA Finals twice in 89 and 90. NBA runner-up NBA Coach of the Year honors in 1991, and he coached the West team in the All-Star game, so Rick knows how to win, and he was recently rewarded with a new contract, an extension on his contract that will keep him in Sacramento at least for the next 3 seasons. The Kings have won 5 of the last 6 games with the Rockets, and in the Kings' 5 victories, an average of 12 points, the Rockets' lone win being by 3 points. So Sacramento has pretty much dominated this series between these two teams. Well, I wonder if the Rockets are coming out here. Kings have been out on the court for a couple of minutes. There's Stevie Franchise, who has really done a good job here over the last 7 games. We talk about he's averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists a game, but over the last 7 games, Steve is at 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, and he just continues to get the job done.
I got a question.
Yep.
Why does Shannon Anderson surprise you before every game when he punches you in your chest for good luck?
Because I'm trying to set the game up, and I have my head down, and I never see him coming. But let me tell you what, I'm laying in the weeds. I'm going to get him to Monday night in Utah.
Hey, let me tell you what, he believes in that. I mean, he's superstitious, and, you know, ever since he's been beating up your chest, he's been playing good.
Yeah, well,
so sacrifice your chest for the good of the team is my point.
I wish he'd go for the stomach. I need to lose a little weight. Here's Francis going on Stojakovic. He took him inside, and he missed the layup. You've always got to be aware of Weber, who is in the top 10 in the NBA in block shots. He's number 5 in blocks per game, and he'll hang around that basket. Divac's working inside for an easy 2. The Rockets have been playing without a center now since Christmas with the injury to Olajuwon, Cato's injury, and he hasn't come back all the way. And Carlos Rogers, of course, still away on personal reasons. His grandfather's death in Detroit. So Rudy has been playing without a real center and getting away with it.
Well, he's getting away with it because everybody's taking their game up a notch. The Rockets have made a habit now of making the big plays the last couple of games.
Weber charges inside. He misses. The rebound to Shandon Anderson. Sacramento lost in Denver last night, but who hasn't been lately? The Nuggets are one of the fast improving teams in the NBA. Sacramento, as I said, only 7-7 on the road, 16-3 at home. Divac's big height advantage at 7 feet tall over Thomas. Back outside, Jason Williams will fire up a 3 and miss it. Now remember, the last time here in Houston, the Kings were on fire. They hit 60% of their shots in the first quarter. Hard pass by Taylor, and Thomas couldn't get his paws on it.
You know, it's interesting. Ever since they've taken the physical part of the game supposedly out of it, Divac has really been lackadaisical inside. He's always been, pretty much a physical player.
Well, Weber got on him a little bit at the start of the season, said he reported out of shape, and he admitted he had. Divac said, yes, I did. I did not have a good off-season training. But they say now that he's worked his way back into shape, and over the last couple of weeks, he's played a lot better. So the Kings off to a 4-0. The Rockets look a little lethargic here in the first couple of minutes. Mobley working on Christie, one of the best defensive players in the league. Christie charges inside, missed it. Mobley with a rebound.
Now you need to push the ball up on the pass. I don't see that the Kings are getting back extremely quick in transition.
Taylor to the middle with a hook shot, and it just went in and came out, and the Rockets have missed their first 5 shots.
It's interesting when you start counting numbers, Bill, because they're normally usually right.
Christie takes it on the drive, hops it inside, lost the ball on the way to the basket, and it's knocked out of bounds by Houston. It can't be a new clock. It was below 14 seconds. They've reset the shot clock to 14 seconds. And I think what happened, that no one had control of the ball. It was just knocked out of bounds.
Big red on 16. Big red on 16. We're going to 11, man.
Well, we've been having shot clock and game clock problems here for the last couple of games. Apparently, now they've got it down to 11 seconds, and that's where it was. Stojakovic will bring it in. Got the ball back underneath. He missed it. He's still inside. He missed it again. Divac tips it to himself, lays it up for two.
That's too much activity. The Rockets did what they were supposed to, except for coming up with the basketball. If you're going to do some heroics, have a finish to it.
I don't like the way this game has started for Houston, much like the last time the two teams played here. Another miss from the outside, and the Rockets now 0 for 6. What is it about this building? They just don't come out of the gate. Here it comes.
That's mental, Bill. That's an individual thing. Every player has got to know what it takes for them to get ready to play basketball, be it at home or away.
8 unanswered points by the Kings. Rudy calls a timeout. He is going to ask him the same question. 8:27 left in the first. For compact question of the game, log on to therockets.com and click on the compact logo to submit your question about tonight's game. One question will be selected and answered at the end of the compact halftime report. All participants qualify for a chance to win a compact computer and an autographed Rockets basketball. Log on and send us your question now. Well, the last time these two teams played here in compact, Sacramento outscored Houston 28-13 in the first period, and the Rockets never recovered. And finally, Kenny Thomas gets Houston on the board.
Well, I can tell you what Rudy talked about the timeouts. Offensively, he talked about an inside presence. You can see by the first play that they ran.
Peja Stojakovic, he gets a double team now. Weber with a miss. Didn't used to be that way. Up ahead to Mobley. Mobley working on Jason Williams. He's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Cuttino Mobley in New York the other night did not have one of his best shooting games, but when it came to the big play, Rudy put the ball in his hands. He scored and won. He played all 48 minutes against the Knicks.
You know, it's interesting. What's starting to occur during his career early is that he's getting a reputation of being a go-to man down the stretch, and he's delivering. Now, you're playing in New York City, which they call the Big Apple. That's the time to really shine and show exactly what your abilities really like. And he really came to the forefront down the stretch.
He took a bite out of that apple on the last play.
And there wasn't a worm in it either.
He's averaging 18 points, almost 4 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. In fact, the Rockets have the best backcourt combo in the NBA right now. Stojakovic back outside to Williams. He'll set up Christie now. Good defense by Houston, switching on everything. Christie took it inside, missed it. Kenny Thomas was there, and there's Divac with another putback. All 10 of Sacramento's points, Calvin, have come in the paint.
Well, that tells me that the Rockets are either going to have to rebound better, or they're going to have to start putting the body on some folks and fundamentally keep them from getting offensive rebounds against you.
Sacramento number 2 in the NBA in points scored per game at 99.5, right behind the Lakers, who are number 1. Lakers the only team in the NBA over 100 points. Stevie beats the 24-second shot clock. Offensive rebound, Taylor, no-look pass to. Louis Grillo calls a delay of game on Houston. Grillo, Blaine Reichelt, and Courtney Kirkland, the officials. Kirkland, Reichelt, and Grillo, the officials for tonight's game. So the Rockets now have outscored the Kings 6-2. Get back in this game early. Double team on Weber.
You definitely got to double team Weber.
And you better get on Stojakovic. But let me tell you, this guy is some kind of player. He is a great open court player, and at 6'9", he's a great shooter.
The fellow that passed away from New Jersey, Petrovic. He shoots the ball identical to Petrovic from the outside with that kind of a slingshot effect on his jumper. It's not really picture perfect, but it's very, very effective.
But he's bigger.
Yeah, this is true.
And he's a good shooter. He's a 40% three-point shooter. And at 6'9" now, he's also become a very physical player and improved his defense. And they really like him. Illegal defense called on the Kings. Jeff Petrie was laughing. He said when he drafted Stojakovic, he had the 14th pick in the first round, and when he said Peja Stojakovic, he said they didn't boo me. They couldn't boo me because no one knew who he was. Although he was an outstanding player in Greece, no one had heard of him in Sacramento. Francis saved the day. Back to Taylor for the slam.
See, this is what makes Steve the player he is. He's so active. He had no business in there, and he comes up with the basketball.
Well, he's averaging almost 7 rebounds a game.
Let me try it again. He had no business in there, but he makes it happen.
He's making it his business. There's a foul inside, and it's called on Shandon Anderson. That's his first foul of the game. The first on Houston. The Kings have 2 with 6:05. He wasn't shooting that ball, was he? All right, Taylor loses it. There's Steve, as you said, giving it back to Taylor again. They're going to give Weber free throws on that.
Why not?
Calvin, warm the cockles of your heart. January 5th, 8 days ago, Chris Weber shot the ball 47 times in a game against Indiana.
I love him.
47 times.
Oh, my God. He has become my hero.
He ended up with 51 points. He had 26 rebounds, and they lost the game.
Oops.
The Kings lost the game to the Pacers. When I saw he shot 47, his team only shot at 100. There's Shandon losing the ball inside. Weber's got it. Gets it back to Stojakovic. 14-8 lead by the Kings.
I don't see the aggressiveness early that the Rockets need to be at home. We talk about the Rockets have got to change their tone of win-loss. They can only do it if they change their temperament in the game.
Christie took it inside, lost it, got it back to Weber. A little fake on Taylor. Takes it inside. Charging foul. Good positioning by Shandon Anderson. Boy, is he playing complete basketball. Right now, I don't know of anybody playing on both ends of the court any better than Shandon Anderson.
And you know what? And it's interesting. All it took was for Rudy to move him one position. And the comfort level went up higher, and he started playing better ball.
Well, of course, you don't have anybody posting up down low right now.
That's true, too.
From the outside. And Stevie Franchise with a three-pointer. So everybody now has scored for Houston in that starting lineup, and the Rockets trail by 3. Stojakovic steps back and fires and hits. Boy, what a beautiful shot. His family, he could have easily been in the grocery business. His family had a grocery store. Here's Francis. It's the Kenny
Boy, when you can make a pivot move, like pivot spin like that and still see traffic.
Jason Williams on the drive. Nobody underneath for Houston. Used to be when they drove past you for the last 16 years, Olajuwon would be there to swat it away. You don't have that little backdrop anymore. There's Taylor. Knocked out of bounds by Stojakovic. 8 seconds on the shot clock. It was so nice to have that comfort zone, and the comfort zone for Houston was Olajuwon.
Well, this is why most teams go out looking for a shot blocking center, because there's a lot of things defensively you can do and get away with.
Yep. Outside to Mobley. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Tough shot.
No one has a better fade off balance than Cuttino Mobley.
Really don't. And Weber hits from the outside. I don't know of another big man, too. At 6'10", Chris Weber, who's got as much range. He's got the jump hook. He rebounds. He blocks shots.
That's not a very good shot that he took.
No. Don't want to settle for that.
No, he does not. And he wasn't even in rhythm. He just got scored on, so he was going to try to even the score.
You've played this game before.
Yes, a little bit.
Stojakovic with a miss. Rebound goes back to Weber somehow. Back to Jason Williams for a 3. Short. Fast break on the long rebound if Steve wants it. Gets by Williams. Steve to the basket for 2. Up ahead Stojakovic. All the way in for 2 more. Well, this is much different than New York.
Well, New York was milking the clock because they wanted to stay under 100 points.
Mobley has the ball stripped. Weber gets it ahead to Stojakovic. Takes it in for 2. Stojakovic getting a couple of cribbies, and he has 8 points in the early going. 24-17 Kings. But you got to hand it to the Rockets in Madison Square Garden. They beat the Knicks at their own game. In the corner, Shannon's open. 3, got it.
How many passes did you count, Bill? 4 passes. And we talk so often about that extra pass. Most offenses are geared for 3 passes and penetration. One more swing gets somebody open every time.
Calvin, over the last 4 games, the Rockets have gone from number 15 in the league in three-point shooting to number 5. And there's a foul before the shot, and it's called on Cuttino Mobley.
Fouls on number 5, Cuttino Mobley.
We have a timeout on the court. 2:34 left to play in the first quarter. The Kings lead 24-20 on UPN 20. As we take this break in the action, it's time to power up with Reliant Energy, the power behind Houston. Visit the Rocket Shop closeout sale. It's going on now in Memorial City Mall. All merchandise is 60 to 80% off. And if you're a season ticket holder, just present your ID card for additional savings. Act fast. This is the final weekend. The Rocket Shop closeout sale going on now through Monday. 4-point lead by the Kings. 2.5 minutes left to play in the first period. Weber off to a good start here tonight. Puts it up on Kinney. Misses. Tried to get it back. And it's saved by Steve. And he hit the baseline, so he carried it out of bounds. Jason Collier has checked in now for Houston in place of Mo Taylor. Jason trying to get back in shape. He has come back on the active roster. Keem Olajuwon has gone on the injured list. All right, Divac against Collier. Takes it inside, draws the foul. Now, Divac is a cagey old vet.
Exactly. And what Collier's going to do is he's going to get a lesson on how not to get into foul trouble, because Divac is not trying to score. He is trying to get himself to the line, being guarded by him.
Now, Vlade was in L.A., and he took some acting lessons while he was there from some of the best. And when you're on offense, Jason, he is the best flopper in the NBA, don't you think? He and Reggie Miller are the best 2 floppers in the NBA.
Floppers, huh?
Oh,
that means they fall down a lot, folks.
Oh, if you touch them, they go crazy. They can fly.
Their sneakers are too small for their feet, so they have no balance.
But I'll tell you what, Divac's off to 9 points in the first period. Good play by Shannon. He got some position, got the shot, couldn't make it, and Jason Williams will bring it up. Divac's in the post. He's a great passer, too, off the post, so you have to be careful when you double team him. He will find the open guy. Great pass, Williams to Christie for 2.
This team, being the Kings, is just a little too comfortable against the Rockets' defense. You've got to change up some things, and I'm not even talking about the defensive scheme, but as an individual, you've got to make your man do something different than what he wants to do.
They've always been able to score. There's the second illegal defense called on Sacramento, so the Rockets will get a tee. Rick Adelman says, we never have trouble scoring points. It's holding the other team down, and that's what they've been able to do this year. The Kings are number 10 in the NBA and holding their opponent to only 92 points a game, and they score 99.
You know, this team is interesting because they are big enough to compete physically, and they're small enough to have speed and get into an up-tempo game against you.
Well, you saw Steve do something he doesn't do very often. He just missed a free throw.
Well, that's the 3rd shot in a row that's been short. You know, as a shooter, if you're going to miss a shot, you want that ball at least to have a chance to go in if you're off target. You don't ever want to shoot short.
Steve, number 8 in the NBA in free throw shooting. Gets it out to Shannon Anderson. Too long, that time on the 3. Rockets down by 7.
They call that.
They call that Louis Griot calling a foul on a rookie. He put an arm on Divac or something.
Griot said he put his knee on him. Now pay attention, Bill. It was the knee, not the arm.
Excuse me.
Just because you didn't see nothing, that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
He'll have this rookie fouled out in about 5 minutes. Divac takes it inside to Weber, who walked all over the place and got it up and in. So a 9-point lead by the Kings, under a minute left to play in the game. 20 of Sacramento's 29 points have come in the paint, and that's what's killing the Rockets. France is back outside. Kenny Thomas open for a three, and he hits it. Good to see Kenny get back hitting that three-pointer. Thomas had slumped down to 31% from the three-point line after a quick start this season. Weber gives it up to Divac. 12 on the shot clock. Taking it in on Collier for an easy two.
Too easy.
And Divac with 11 points already in double figures. Rockets can go for the final shot. There's about a 1 second difference. Game clock, shot clock. Steve directs traffic. Here comes the double team. Francis goes right around it to the middle, back outside to Shannon for a three, and he hit the side of the glass. And Williams got it off, but not in time. Well, Steve was right at the basket. I thought he was going to lay it in for two. He passed to Shannon for a possible three, and it wasn't there. We played the first 12 minutes from the Compaq Center in Houston. Kings 31, Rockets 23. Well, we played the first quarter. It's 31-23. The Kings are shooting 54% from the field. The Rockets 45%. You cannot allow, Calvin, Sacramento 31 points a quarter.
Especially not from, if you look at the shot chart where they got all their shots from, except for Stojakovic, everything was right around that 2-foot mark.
Yeah, it really was. Divac with 11, 8 for Stojakovic, 8 for Weber. 22 of Sacramento's 31 points in the paint. And that's going to kill you unless you're able to do something about it. All right, now, another reason the Kings are playing such good basketball this year and has been the bench. They have an excellent bench. Sacramento just 2 games behind Portland. The Kings bench has outscored its opponents 18 times this season, including the last 3 straight, and they're going to it now. There's Stojakovic inside, blocked by Francis. He stayed with it, put it back up and in.
Boy, I tell you what, at the end of this half, I would love to go take a look at the shot chart, because that's where the whole game is. Defensively, something is not happening correctly in that same area. They're not getting enough support from somewhere.
Kenny Thomas from the outside, and Kenny hits again. He's going to make Weber come out and pick him up. Bobby Jackson with the ball, checks in now. He's a young veteran, and he comes in and runs his team on the second team. Scott Pollard also in the game for the Kings. Weber trying to draw contact. He did, and he got it back.
Over the back.
And a foul on Chris Weber.
That's the second.
That's the second on Chris.
Checking into the game for the Rockets.
Walt Williams will check in now for Shannon Anderson. Shannon goes out with 5 points. So now the benches take over. The Rockets bench was really getting the best of the opponent until Rudy had all of these injuries, and a lot of his bench has had to go into starting. Kenny Thomas was coming off the bench along with Coutinho. They're starters now. Great move by Kenny Thomas.
He is forcing Weber to have to play defense, and Weber wants no part of that action right now.
Doesn't want to pick up that third foul, does he? Stojakovic baseline, turn around back to Weber. He'll fire it up from 18 and hit. Sometimes scouts used to say they love to see Weber hit that jumper early in a game.
Because he'll stay in that direction.
Because he keep taking it. But now when he does it, he keeps making it. There's Kenny Thomas. Got a double team from Pollard. Creates a turnover. Stojakovic in the open court. Kenny tips it away. And it's back in the hands of Mobley. Mobley on the run. He's got Jackson beat. And a pass to Francis. And had he gone ahead and shot the ball, it would have been a 2-shot foul. But he passed it off. Foul is on Jackson. Kenny Thomas has Pollard on him now. Pollard has been a nice pickup for the Kings. Spins inside.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. He got a little too fast for his own good that time.
Yeah, but I like his activity. When he's like that, he's hard to guard. Pollard is in his 4th season out of the University of Kansas, has made himself into a nice pro. And he's posting up now. Weber delivers. He's working on Collier. Takes it inside. Short. Got it back. And a foul inside on Houston. And it's Jason Collier who has just picked up his 3rd foul in 5 minutes. You know, he initially made the correct defense, didn't he?
Sure he did, but you cannot get, once you get out of position, you got to back off. Don't get overzealous and try to start grabbing and reaching.
We've got a Kelvin Cato sighting.
Where? I saw him going in, just teasing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good to see him try to get back into the rotation now. Cato has had his injury problems this year, and he wasn't really in good shape when he came back. Let's see how he can go tonight. Stojakovic, off-balance shot, and he drains it.
Well, let me tell you what this young man can do, just in case you came late to this game.
He can play.
Flat out shoot it.
Great story, too, about how he got from Croatia to Greece to the United States. And the basket will not count. Foul is called on Scott Pollard. That's the 3rd team foul on the Kings. The Rockets with 1. 9:23 left to play in the quarter. 10-point Sacramento lead, and that equals the largest of the game. Mobley from the outside, off the back of the iron. Francis runs it down, but he knocked it right to Stojakovic. Bobby Jackson in the open court puts it up and in.
Now, you can see the old school in Bobby Jackson. Look at his socks and look at his jump shot. He went coast to coast, got within the middle distance range and stopped, and he popped.
Bobby Jackson played for Clem Haskins at Minnesota.
Who, by the way, I played against in the pros. Clem Haskins played for Phoenix. He was a great shooter.
Kenny Thomas misses a 3-point attempt. Here's Jackson in the open court again. I like the way he's always pushing the ball.
Putting pressure on the transition D to get back.
We have illegal defense.
Illegal defense. Timeout on the court.
Illegal defense was called before the play even started for the Kings, and now they're going to call a timeout. 8:40 left to play in the second quarter. 39-27 Sacramento.
Names.
The Toronto Raptors come to town this Tuesday night at 7 for their only appearance of the season. Join us here in Compaq Center for Miller Lite's Up the Night. All fans 21 and older get a free Rockets Glow Cup, courtesy of Miller Lite. Order your tickets now by calling 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Miller Lite, the true Pilsner that's true to Texas. Well, we had those Miller Lite folks on the trip to Toronto and New York with us.
Great people.
And they're kind of like the city of New York. They never sleep.
Hey, they know how to party.
Defense from the outside with a miss. Knocked out of bounds by the Kings. Yeah, they had a lot of fun. We enjoyed them. But I'm just glad they're not on every trip.
That's because you're too old to appreciate it.
You got that? Hey, I'm not denying it.
I would like to hang with them. I would enjoy hanging with them.
There was a day when I'd have been right there with them.
They like to
Thank goodness.
party.
Thank goodness, not anymore.
Bill, you're showing your age.
That's right. 8:20 left in the second period. Mobley over to Walt Williams now. Getting inside. Tried to pass it over to Cato. Wasn't quite ready for it. Back the other way now. Christie in the open court. Blocked by Stevie Franchise. He wants it back from Mobley. Not going to get it. Mobley says, I got Jackson.
This is no time to play with the basketball. You got to either attack, move the ball, and get 2 or 3 passes. Remember earlier, they had 4 passes twice back-to-back and scored.
Taylor on the drive to the middle. Had the ball stripped. And Mobley lets it go out of bounds. The Rockets will get it back. Moochie Norris with his first appearance as Steve Francis goes out with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. John Berry and Hidayat Turkoglu check into the game.
Now that's a nice block by Francis, but Coutinho made him slow his roll going to the basket with the initial attempt to go after the ball.
Well, Steve leads the Rockets in every category. Might as well be blocked.
I guess.
There's Mobley on the outside, gets a step on Berry, contact, no whistle. He loses the ball. John Berry in the open court.
Now he can shoot the ball. He's looking to pass it, but you cannot back off of him. Let me try this again.
I heard you.
Remember when he was a ball boy for the Rockets?
Yeah, he could shoot then. And Rudy wants a timeout right now. Something's got to happen. The Rockets, let's see if Rudy can talk the Rockets into changing into their blue jerseys, because right now the white jerseys at home aren't working. We'll be back after this word from Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Houston Rockets. Thanks to you, Houston, the Rockets have a new launching pad. Order your season tickets and get preferred seating status in the new arena for club seats, luxury suites, and general seating. Call now and receive a limited edition authentic autographed Steve Francis poster. Call 713-627-DUNK and order your Rockets season tickets right now. Well, it's the Calvin Murphy look-alike contest, and this gentleman is sitting right behind us with his new Calvin Murphy model. Actually, Calvin, I think he's out. Where did he get that? That's out of his.
You got me, Chief.
That's from 1972. There.
December. Yeah. Now, if he had a nice vest.
That's purple, by the way. Purple and gray. You got your eyes on it, I know.
Mind your own business. You always telling my secrets.
Maurice Taylor will be at the line to shoot. Murph, both teams are shooting 50%. Sacramento 5 of 10, but the Rockets only 2 of 4. The reason they've gotten only 4 shots, they've had 5 turnovers in this quarter. And that's one of the reasons.
You know, everybody teases teams about having gunners and shooters, but teams that come down and fire the ball don't have turnovers. You know, most coaches tell you, I'd rather have a bad shot than a turnover, because the bad shot might go in.
Yeah.
The turnover leads to points against you.
Of course, the Rockets had all of 20 turnovers against the Knicks. 9 of those were charging fouls. I haven't heard of that many charging fouls.
9 of those were charging calls.
Okay, excuse me. But they ended up fouling. 42-29 now. The Kings up. Under 7 minutes left to play. Turkoglu, a young rookie player in the game now. Over to Divac. Divac with a fake. Back outside. 3 seconds. When he passed that ball, he'd been in the paint 3 seconds.
Now, there's the difference in having a Kelvin Cato guard or Divac than having a rookie out there.
Good point.
The referees are going to let them play a little more.
Good point. Moochie Norris on the attack now, gets a pick from Taylor. They stayed with the double team a long time. Moochie keeps the dribble alive, back to Maurice. Maurice will shoot it, miss it. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Houston. Rebounding has been all Sacramento. They have out-rebounded Houston 20-7 so far in this game.
And how many offensive?
Well, I don't have that.
That's the key you got to look at.
I don't have that breakdown yet. But I'll bet it's about 6 or 7. 7 offensive rebounds. Weber, quick shot, misses. Rebound to Cato. Rockets need to get something going. Nice drive by Mobley, lays it right up and in. Jackson takes off the other way.
Now, as soon as Mobley goes to the basket, whoever's guarding, which is Jackson, they immediately get him the ball, and he's gone. You got to run down and catch.
Woo, Jackson faked Moochie right out of his shoes on that particular play. Bobby Jackson, originally drafted by Seattle and draft day trade to Denver. Denver then traded him to Minnesota, and he left Minnesota as a free agent, signed by Sacramento. Hey, that ball looked like it was coming out, but a good shooter's touch for Maurice Taylor, and Taylor has 6 points. Right back the other way on the miss. Here's Mobley in the open court, giving it up to the Wizard. Walt Williams has been shooting it well lately. This time he's off the mark.
For some reason, the Rockets are measuring the basket tonight with their shooting. Everything is short in the front of, right at the front of that rim.
Turkoglu on the miss. A rookie. Drafted in the first round by Sacramento this year. He's from Turkey. As a basket by Taylor is heating up now. He has 8 points.
Yeah, well, he's still trying to get Weber to respect and honor him defensively.
Well, the Rockets are on an 8-2 run. Rick Adelman wants a timeout. 4:41 left to play in the first half. As we take this break in the action, it's time to power up with Reliant Energy, the power behind Houston. to the baseline. Shoots. It's in.
Defense.
Rockets up by 12.
Rebound. Goodness gracious. What did I tell you?
The outside. Oh, it won't go. There's the rebound, but they threw it away.
Jerks, I'm sick to even look at you. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
God, that's what I'm talking about.
This is why I watch this.
Rockets fans are some of the most energetic around. And believe us, we know energy.
They're doing everything right tonight.
UPN20 Monday night. The Rockets travel to Salt Lake City, take on Karl Malone, John Stockton, and the Jazz. All the action starting at 8 right here on UPN20. It's the week from hell starting for Houston on Monday. You wouldn't wish it on anybody, but the Houston Rockets are going to have to go through in the next 4 or 5 days. They're going to cover the coast. We're going to show you, we got a graphic prepared for you. We'll show you in the second half if we get some downtime exactly how many miles the Rockets will be covering over the next 6 days. Jackson putting it up with the miss, and Taylor with a rebound. Steve Francis along with Moochie, Taylor, Cato, and Walt Williams.
I would love to see the Rockets fort. There you go. That's what I want. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
John Barry with a foul. I can't guard him.
Yeah, well, this is. I would like to see Steve force the action against him. Exactly what I was getting ready to say. Look how far back off he was giving Steve.
That's a 15 foul too, Murph, on the Kings.
There's no way that he can guard Steve. So I wanted Steve to not spend so much time walking the ball opposed to coming right at him.
Steve Francis is the only player in the NBA leading his team in scoring, rebounding, and assists. He's also one of the top in steals in the NBA. He's number 8 in the league, over 2 steals a game, and he's number 8 in the league in free throw shooting. So what has he not done this season? All-star numbers. Jason Williams, three-pointer short. Moochie Norris with a long rebound. Now the Rockets with a chance, only down by 7. Chance to creep a little closer. Steve giving it up to Moochie. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Moochie Norris, nice feed to Cato, and he couldn't catch it. Stojakovic burns Houston at the other end for 2.
You won't catch the ball if you're not ready. If you're not ready to look for the pass.
Well, I think that's rust. That's all that is. He just hasn't played full-speed basketball in a long time.
Bill, he went to the basket not looking for the pass, so therefore he wasn't ready to catch it. I understand about ring rust, but when you go to the basket, you know the history of your guards. They're going to throw the ball to you.
Taylor has it back. 5 on the shot clock. Down to 4. Down to 3. Down to 2. And the Rockets are not going to get it off in time. 24-second violation on Houston. Kenny Thomas now will check in for Cato.
You know what causes a guard to want to shoot the ball more opposed to pass is when their teammates are not ready for the ball. You know, that's the one thing. When I played with John Lucas would absolutely go bananas if he's throwing you a pass to you and you weren't ready to catch it.
Well, there's some great passing. Williams to Divac to Weber.
See, that's the kind of thing that really impressed me during the time when I played with an Elvin Hayes and a Moses Malone and you know, some of these big centers. They had great hands. Elijah Wan. You know, no matter what you did, if they cut to that basket and you put the ball anywhere near those hands, they had it.
Actually, Akeem made guards look good. He used to catch some bad passes and make them look
good. Well, that's true. You know, if you watch during the Lakers time when they had Showtime and their big men like Jabbar, Worthy, they had such great hands that, of course, Magic, who was a phenomenon in his own rights, but they made him look good a lot of times. That's important. You got to work on those hands.
Back to an 11-point lead by the Kings. Every time the Rockets get close, the Kings seem to have an answer. Under 3 minutes left to play in the first half.
Look where he's playing.
Fires a 3. And Jason Williams will bring it up. Williams' numbers are down this year, but I think he's doing a better job of running the club.
Well, yeah, his numbers are down, but the team's winning.
Yeah. Weber with the miss. And the inside position. Thomas saves it, but Stojakovic comes away with it. In the corner to Christie. Fires up a 3, short. Walt Williams gets it out to Moochie Norris. Steve Francis underneath. They pass him up. Walt Williams misses on the 3, and a loose ball foul called on the Kings.
Give it to Vlade.
Vlade Divac with his first foul of the game. Rockets are in the bonus and will shoot.
Taking back into the game for the Rockets, number 40, Shandon Anderson.
And Anderson back in. Walt Williams will go out.
Kenny Thomas at the line, shoots 2.
So Kenny Thomas will have 2. Kenny tonight with 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 of 6 from the field for Kenny. First trip to the free throw line. Rockets have been in the top 10 all season long. The Rockets as high as number 2 in the league free throw shooting as a team, and have now dropped to number 8. That's the lowest they've been. 7 of 8 tonight for 87%. But a good job all season of shooting free throws.
Now that's 13 points for Kenny. That's not bad. He's gone out and did exactly what he had to do. Webber is guarding him, and he's making Webber realize he's in a dogfight.
Christie shoots it up, misses. Look at Francis go up and get that rebound. Steve will come the other way. Oh, he threw it right to Stojakovic. Stojakovic all the way for 2. How many fast break buckets does Stojakovic have tonight? I know he's got 16 points, but I'll bet you about 10 of those have been layups. Bucci gets a double team back to Taylor.
You gotta look at it, Taylor.
He's got Divac on him now. He shoots it over Divac. Kenny Thomas tipped it off the rim. Weber's got it and holds on to it. Weber is fouled. Good fake. He got Kenny Thomas to go for the fake. And that's the second on Kenny. And Weber will go to the line.
Did I hear you say good fake?
Well, it was a fake.
That worked.
That worked. And so I guess it's good.
Good point.
If it works, it's good. You're right. It wasn't much of a fake.
He just showed him the ball.
Well, this will be the most sought-after free agent at the end of this season. Says he doesn't want to talk about it right now. Will he re-sign with Sacramento, or will he go elsewhere?
It's going to be a big money payday for somebody.
You got it. In the Weber family.
I was trying to keep it a secret. You told.
What a season he's having. Across the board, he's got all the numbers. And tonight he's got 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And he's number 6 in the league in block shots. There's Steve taking it in, and there's one of those blocks. Christie lays it back to Stojakovic. He'll shoot the jumper. That was off the mark. Rest that a little bit. 57 seconds left in the quarter. Rockets need to finish with a flourish. Taylor outside, 8 on the shot clock. Christie not coming out on Francis. Francis with a turn, got it off the glass. What a great move. 37 seconds left in the quarter. Steve Francis with 9 points. Jason Williams hides behind. Oh, what a wild shot that was. Thank you very much. And the Rockets now could go for the final shot. That was terrible.
Tell me how you really feel about that shot, Bill.
Steve Francis took it in. They thought they were going to call a timeout. The Kings kind of relaxed. Steve thought he might be able to get an easy one. And there's 11 seconds left. And the Kings can go for the final shot. Stojakovic fires it up. Missed it. Well, that's the end of the first half of play from Compaq Center in Houston. The Kings 52, the Rockets 41. Let's go to Lisa Miloski, who's standing by with tonight's Compaq halftime report. Lisa?
Thanks a lot, Bill. Coming up on tonight's Compaq halftime report, we'll take a look back at those first half highlights. Then Chris Webber talking about his life with the Kings. He is the team's leading scorer and having a big night tonight. That and more when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Compact Halftime Report. I'm Lisa Miloski. Rockets and Kings meeting for the third time this season. The Kings have won the previous 2 matchups by an average of 10 points. But the Kings are playing away from home for the first time in 3 weeks, and the Rockets are looking for their 3rd straight victory. Who's hot so far? Well, unfortunately, the Kings. Let's take a look at those first half highlights, shall we? The Kings came out hot. Vlade Divac takes the pass from Weber. Little hook inside over Kenny Thomas on the other end. Steve Francis's shot is off, but watch Mo Taylor inside. Beautiful offensive rebound behind the back to Shandon Anderson, 4-2. Then Francis starts to warm up. Hits a 3-pointer, and the Rockets pull within 3. It was 14-11 first quarter. Nice defense by the Kings, though. Chris Webber just takes the ball away from Cuttino Mobley, gets it ahead to Peja Stojakovic, 24-17, Kings by 7. Shandon Anderson closes the gap, though, with another Rockets 3-pointer. The Kings up 8, 31-23 after the first. Second quarter, Kenny Thomas heats up, drives past Chris Webber for 2. That was a beautiful move. Next time down, Webber answers from Stojakovic. Kings back up by 8. And then Sacramento takes its biggest lead after John Barry hits the 3-pointer. Kings by 15 at that point, 42-27. Then Cuttino Mobley leads a Rockets run. He has 6 points at the half, drives for 2 Rockets within 11 there. Then Mo Taylor, who had 8 points at the half, hit 2 straight. That J pulled the Rockets within single digits. But at the half, the Kings lead it by 11, 52-41. Time for a break. When we return, the Kings' leading scorer talks about his life in Sacramento. Don't go away. Back in a moment. We're back. This is the Compact Halftime Report. I'm Lisa Miloski. At the half, the Kings lead it 52-41. Well, Chris Webber is the Kings' leading scorer this season, averaging more than 26 points a game. He's got 14 so far tonight. His team is currently in 3rd place in the West. Life is good, but it hasn't always been that way for the power forward from Michigan.
Webber in low post position, now drives strong, gets the defender in the air, lays it up and in.
Right now, Chris Webber is the Sacramento King. His ferocious dunks,
Webber.
and engaging smile make it easy to forget that things haven't always been so good. No one ever doubted Chris Webber's ability. He was the first pick in the 1993 NBA draft and then Rookie of the Year. Yet he was traded by Golden State to Washington because he couldn't get along with coach Don Nelson. But today,
I think Chris and I have a really good relationship, and we've got along well the last 2 years.
he averaged more than 20 points and nearly 10 rebounds a game for Washington. Yet he was traded to Sacramento in 1998, due in part to off-court problems. But today,
my brother Gavin and I have sat down with him a few times and told him how much we appreciate what he's done for the city of Sacramento as well as our franchise.
so now, after 2 seasons with the Sacramento Kings, Chris Webber is the player everybody wants, the player the Kings can't live without.
He's the main guy. He's the guy that definitely our leader. We play for him. We know he's an all-star player, and when he plays good, our team's playing good.
He's the guy we built the team around. He's our go-to guy. He leads us in rebound, leads us in scoring. He's second in assists, and he's the leader of this team.
He helps us so many different ways. Just him being out on the court and his presence helps everyone else out there. I don't ever want to play on a team when he's not on my team.
Lobs inside for Webber, power jam!
I want to be considered one of the best players. It's still about basketball to me. I want my name still to be argued about in the barbershops and with guys on the street, and so that's much more important to me than to be the man on the team.
While Chris is the man in Sacramento, like many great players before him, he has developed a sense of urgency as his career reaches its prime.
This is my 8th year in the league, and I can't believe that, number one. And it seems like if you lose that last game of the season or that last game in the playoff series, that whole year is wasted. It's not wasted, but it does seem like, man, that was a whole nother year added on. And so I've played in 7 last games already and not even been close to tasting the championship.
And a championship is what he's after. But the question is, will C. Webb go after it in Sacramento or elsewhere when he becomes a free agent next year?
you know, every night you kind of get tired of that question or that being the thing because, you know, I'm in Sacramento right now, and I play my heart out for these guys here on this team, and that would be unfair for me to go around really thinking about that now.
I know he's going to give us everything he has, and you know, I'm just working on this year, because if we do a good job this year and do what we think we can do, it's going to be that much more beneficial to Chris.
At the half, once again, Chris Webber with 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. A pretty good line for the half. Time for another break. When we return, a look around the NBA. Don't go away.
Dogs. It's the kind of thing you see on TV that somebody else lived through. But it is an hour of nasty, nasty critters. You got 'em? Maximum Exposure is home to a whole menagerie of mean varmints. So check out the buzz. On the third turn, it snapped it off. Watch your fingers and... Be careful, be careful. Nasty animals on the attack. Next, Maximum Exposure.
Sunday night at 9 on UPN 20.
We're back. This is the Compact Halftime Report. I'm Lisa Molaski. Time now to take a look around the NBA. We begin with a matchup in Dallas. The Phoenix Suns visiting the Dallas Mavericks, and the Suns win it big, 103-86. The Suns' second straight victory. Suns led by Sean Marion with 23 points and 11 rebounds. Dallas led by Michael Finley with 27. The Knicks win tonight at home over the Blazers, snapping the Blazers' 10-game winning streak. Charlie Ward had 17 points for the Knicks. At the half, the Hawks on top of the Clippers by 14. Magic beating up on the Warriors with 9:05 left in the third. And with 6:56 left in the third, the Sixers on top of the Spurs, 68-57. The Bucks on top of the Nets at the half. The Bucks with a 20-15 record so far this season. The score at the half, 53-42. The Nets a dismal 11-25. The Heat 44. The Pacers 51 playing tonight in Indiana with 7:58 left in the third quarter. Pacers have lost 4 of their last 5 home games, and that hurts. The Lakers and the Jazz knotted up at 23 with 1:50 left in the first quarter. That game just getting underway. Utah has lost 4 of 5 at home. A reminder, we'll have a full post-game show for you live from the Compact Center following the end of the game tonight. And now for our Compact question of the night. It comes to us from Adam Speed in Bay City, Texas. This is for Bill and Calvin. When do you think Steve Francis will show his true superstar talent? And with that, I send it back to Bill and Calvin at the Compact Center. Guys, I'm heading that way. I'll see you in a few minutes. Hold on for me.
Well, due to technical difficulties, we did not hear a thing that Lisa Molaski said. We're supposed to be answering a question, right?
Yes, we are supposed to be, but if you can't hear the question,
what do you think the question was?
Why am I so smooth?
Oh, well, anyway, I think I heard her again, but barely, so we'll go.
I got a question.
All right, I got a question.
All right, you ask your question first.
Go ahead, your question.
The importance of coming out right now, forget about scoring, but how about some intensity?
Yeah, that's a good point. Intensity would help the turnovers. The Rocket turnovers with 12 have been converted into 15 points. Well, let's take a look now at the first half stats presented by Miller Lite. And as we take a look, there's what it is. They never have the percentages up there. They just have the field goals, but I'll break it down for you. They're both shooting 44% from the field. But that's the only even spot in the game. More rebounds for the Kings, less turnovers, points off turnovers, much in the Kings' favor. Points in the paint, look at that, 16 more points in the paint by Sacramento, and the second chance points 10-2. So the Rockets getting beat in all the hustle point areas, and that's what you mean by more intensity, right?
Well,
Mark?
yeah, exactly. When you look at, they had 4 turnovers. That meant that the Kings got 50 shots, where the Rockets only got 34 because they had 12 turnovers. So there's a major discrepancy right there also.
Well, according to Tim, our question was, when is Steve Francis going to start showing his true superstar statistics? And if that was the question, it was a dumb question, and I'm not going to answer.
That was not the question, Bill.
That couldn't have been the question.
No. Or whoever brought the question to our attention, TV's not working very well. Because what Steve Francis is doing is downright
I don't want to
superstar numbers.
I don't want to discourage anybody from sending a question in, but could we send in better ones? Anyway, his stats right now are as good as anybody's in the league across the board.
All-star statistics.
19 points, over about 6.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists a game. He's also one of the top 10s in steals. He's number 8 in the league in steals. He's number 8 in the league in free throw shooting. He leads his team in every category except block shots.
Now remember, 6.5 rebounds from a guard position.
Yeah. Those were Oscar Robertson. You remember Oscar Robertson averaged his first 2 seasons in the NBA. He averaged a triple-double. No one has come close since then. Of course, when you talk about triple-doubles, you think of Oscar #1 and, of course, Magic Johnson. Fat Lever was always one who used to get a lot of triple-doubles. Jason Kidd right now is the biggest danger of getting a triple-double every game. But Steve Francis is right there against the Knicks. He had 11 rebounds. He's so close to a triple-double every night, it's scary.
And that's without looking for the stats. Those are just hustle points.
Doug Christie puts it up and in to start it off for the Kings.
Now push the ball. Make something happen.
54-41. Francis got it inside. And they're going to call a jump ball. Looked like he went down hard on the play, and he was a little stunned for a moment. And did you see Divac look over at Stojakovic and say, why didn't you go get the ball? Everybody was just staring at Steve. There he goes up with it. And there is the block by Divac. He comes down with that, knocked the wind out of him. Yeah. What happened there? Ooh, wow. You know, there's no give in that floor, Murph.
Tell me about it. I used to bounce off that thing. Don't tell me about that floor.
Stojakovic reached down and he will jump. And Steve out-jumped him. Stojakovic is 6'9". Francis 6'3". Steve.
Now add insult to injury.
Takes it
score on him.
And they're going to say the foul was before the shot. Francis just absolutely went up and took that jump ball away from Stojakovic.
I'm going to give Stojakovic the benefit of the doubt. He didn't realize Steve can jump that well and didn't jump as high as he could. No.
No.
Was that weak?
That was weak. Taylor, double dribble. He double dribbled.
Now, if he hadn't given that facial expression, he might have got away with it.
I know it because it was a late whistle and everybody jumped up off the Sacramento bench. And Maurice, I hope you're not a lip reader, said shoot and went back to the other end. Weber. Jason Williams outside. It's about as long as the Kings will go before the 24 seconds expire. And Stojakovic makes it with 4 on the shot clock.
Let me tell you what this team is doing right now, Bill. They're stroking. Anything that the defense gives them, they'll take, and they're shooting with perfection right now.
Francis giving it up. Kenny Thomas goes right by Divac, gives it up to Taylor, who was behind him. Now Taylor drives it inside. He's fouled going to the basket, and he'll shoot too.
Now, that's one of the things that Steve is going to have to learn. Just what Kenny just did. He made a great move to the basket. He had the shot, and he elected to throw the ball behind him for a much harder shot. Steve has a tendency to do that from time to time. He'll make a great penetration move where he's 2 inches from the basket, and he'll kick it back out to the three-point area.
Hey, good job,
Maurice Taylor gets the first. Maurice with 9, Francis with 9, 6 for Mobley, 13 for Thomas. Nobody has scored for Houston's bench. And I can't recall, of course, as I said earlier, most of the bench is now starting, Mobley and Thomas.
Yeah, but you still, nevertheless, you would expect Walters to have scored by now.
And Lucci. Divac gets it right back from Jason Williams, and he misses. The rebound goes to Mobley. Looking around as if he Thought somebody would be over his shoulder. Here's Christie. Maurice Taylor from the outside misses, and Kenny Thomas tips it outside. Very alert play there. If you can't get the rebound, be sure your team keeps it. And Mobley throws it out of bounds. That is the 14th Houston turnover to only 4 for the Kings. Rockets are number 13 in the league in turnovers, and the Kings are number 8.
See, what's happening?
Weber from the outside.
What's happening right now? The Rockets are a little bit find themselves a little out of sync offensively, and because of it, that's giving the Kings a chance to get easier baskets on the other end, because they're just simply moving the ball 2 passes and they're getting 10, 12-foot jump shots.
It's a touching foul on Jason Williams. Normally when the reason why the Rockets have that unusual home and road record, if you lose at home, you're usually double bad on the road. Rockets are just the extreme the other way. They're 10-8 on the road and 8-9 at home.
And you know, it's interesting because when you lose at home, it puts pressure for you to win on the road.
Steve passed up the shot to go to Mobley outside for a 3, and he misses. There's a steal by Mobley.
Ball movement, ball movement.
He moved it into the basket.
I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
You wanted him to give it up, so maybe he'd get it back.
I sure did, exactly, Bill. Give it up early, then you get it back. But what it does is get your teammates involved.
Doug Christie takes it in for an easy 2. Christie with 6 points. 15 points, Sacramento lead, and Rudy wants a timeout. 8:40 left to play in the third. You're watching Houston Rockets basketball on UPN 20. And the Toronto Raptors come to town Tuesday night at 7 for their only appearance of the season. Come join us here at Compaq Center for Miller Lite's up tonight. All fans 21 and older get a free Rockets Glow Cup courtesy of Miller Lite. Order your tickets now. Call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Miller Lite, the true Pilsner that's true to Texas. Remember now, that's only a 7 o'clock game. It's the only game this season at 7 o'clock. So get here early. Don't get here in the second quarter. Shandon Anderson, his foul going up, but he was passing off. Calvin, I see a trend I don't like. In the last game here at Compaq, Sacramento defeated Houston. The Kings outscored the Rockets 26-12 in points off turnovers. Tonight, it's 19-5 in points off turnovers. Steve going up high, blocked out of bounds by the Kings.
The Kings do one thing defensively that a lot of teams are starting to do right now. Everybody will stay in that red area called the key. They're not going to be spread out against the Rockets because they know the Rockets have good penetrators and they want to get in that area.
6 on the shot clock, down to 5, down to 4. Mobley fires it up. Still had about 3 seconds to play with. Stojakovic steps back. Good defense by Shandon Anderson. He covered him up. Inside to Weber, and look at the defense by Houston collapsing on Weber. Mobley with a steal. Christie picking him up. Remember, Christie's an excellent defensive player. Mobley takes it right to him, misses. Tipped up and in by Steve Francis, and they're going to call a loose ball foul on Steve. His first foul of the game.
Tito makes a good move to the basket, but he tries to force the ball over the defense that had good position. You know, but you say that the next time you come down, he'll take that shot again 3 times and make them. You know.
Weber comes way out above the 3-point line. Now they work it back into Divac. He'll work on Taylor. Into the corner, Stojakovic puts up a 3, rims it out. His 3-point shooting has fallen down a little bit. I say that because about a month ago he was a 43% 3-point shooter. He's down to 40%, which is still excellent. Anderson on the drive, floats it up for 2. Nice drive, Shandon Anderson.
He's been absent from the offense for a long time, too.
Yes, he has. That's only 7 points for Shandon. He got his points early. Weber to Christie. Christie shoots the J, and he misses. And good job. Anderson tipped it over to Kenny Thomas. Gets it right back. Shandon on the drive. Lays it up for two, and he's fouled. All right, Shandon Anderson now trying to fire up the Rocket offense.
But see, that's his game. 94 feet open court. He can finish with the best of them.
Still 6:54 left in the quarter. Shandon gets it to go, and he has 10 points. 10-point Sacramento lead.
Well, the key right now defensively for the Rockets is trying to get this under to a single digits to go into the fourth quarter with momentum.
Weber on the drive. It goes, and he's fouled. What a shot by Chris Weber.
Kenny Thomas, his third, team second.
Kenny Thomas with his third foul of the game, second team foul on Houston.
Well, here's the problem. Weber does a nice job just getting the ball up on the basket when he heard the whistle. And fortunately for him, it falls.
Weber has led the Kings in both scoring and rebounding in each of their last 5 meetings, averaging 28 points, 12 rebounds over those 5 games. And tonight, Weber with 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Kenny Thomas open for a 3 off the back of the iron. Williams with the inside position on the rebound. Christie inside the paint, laid it up. Taylor with a block. Ball knocked away by Weber. Out of bounds. Houston's ball.
Well, the trend right now has got to be all strictly defense. The Rockets have got to put together some stoppers somehow.
Mobley. Weber did a good job of coming out, making him change that shot. Kenny Thomas did a good job on the offensive rebound, but he didn't finish it. Jason Williams. Whoa, man, that was way off the mark. And Taylor. Over to Shandon. Shandon runs the opposite end, missed it. Tipped up by Francis, wouldn't go. Saved by Kenny Thomas. Shandon Anderson takes it in, has it blocked right there. Weber. Stojakovic. 13-point Kings lead. 5:23 left. Illegal defense on the Rockets. So that's the second illegal D on Houston. And Christie, one of the top free throw shooters in the league. Puts it up and in. Christie, an 85% free throw shooter.
I think our coach, when I say our coach, I mean Rudy Tomjanovich, is a little perturbed at the moment.
I think he's flustered with a lot of things going on, not just the officiating. Steal by Steve Francis. Francis in the open court. Passes off to Mobley. Got it. Mobley with 10 points. Francis with his 5th assist to go along with 6 rebounds. Steve shot the ball 12 times. Jason Williams. Fancy move, but no finish. Mobley giving it up to Steve. Steve to the basket for 2.
Well, I asked you some stoppers. Did we get them?
You got him, and Rick Adelman doesn't like it. He calls a timeout. 4:40 left to play in the 3rd period, and the Rockets down by 10. Behind Houston. Trail by 1. They'll have the ball in at half court. 6 seconds left.
Now they got to get the ball inside out, and then they have to get the ball around to their best shooter.
There it is. There's the pass they want inside. They get it back outside. A 20-footer for the win.
It's gonna go.
It goes. 98-90.
Rockets fans are some of the most energetic around. And believe us, we know energy.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
closeout sale. It's going on now in Memorial City Mall. All merchandise 60 to 80% off. And if you're a season ticket holder, just present your ID card for additional savings. Act fast. This is the final weekend. The Rocket Shop closeout sale going on now through Monday. Bobby Jackson in the game. Steve Francis picks him up. Weber steps back, going to fire up an 18-footer off the mark, and it's knocked out of bounds by Divac, so there's another stop, Murph.
Well, the Rockets can really do themselves good defensively if they keep the Kings from getting inside points. The Kings, we talked about the shot chart earlier in the game, everything was centered right around that 2-foot area in front of the basket.
Mobley giving it up to Steve now. Got it inside. Too tough a pass. Went right through the legs of Kenny Thomas. Stojakovic in the open court. Gives it up to Jackson. Good pickup. Rockets got back on defense nicely. Weber turns inside baseline.
There you go. That's good weak side defense.
Thomas. Weber puts it up. Misses it. Rebound to Steve. Here come the Rockets on the fast break. Steve Francis is fouled by Christie. Calls a jump ball. A jump ball.
Goodness.
Well, Steve goes and gets it and knocks it back to Maurice Taylor. 3:45 left to play in the third. Francis will work on Jackson. Back to Taylor now. Over in the, well, Mobley's going to take it. Off the back of the iron, won't go. 64-54, 3:27 left in the third quarter. Weber sets that pick for Jackson now. Jackson back to Weber. Weber shoots it over another Michigander.
Now, the thing the Rockets are going to have to do right now is do not get caught up in thinking about what's going on with the officiating. Play basketball. Stay aggressive.
Mobley takes it inside and he missed both calls. He missed the foul, and then actually, if he wasn't going to call a foul, he should have called it out off Mobley. But missing the foul, he gave the Rockets the ball at least.
Sure, which is a good move.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't penalize the team for missing a call.
13 seconds left. Taylor's going to fire up a 14-footer off the mark, tipped up in the air, tipped up again. Francis got it. Stevie with another rebound, and for Steve, that's his 8th rebound of the game to go along with 6 assists. Double team on Francis. Kenny Thomas got it at 15. Back to Shandon Anderson.
Oh, see, Shannon took his eye off the basket to see where the defense was.
Weber, spin move inside, hooks it up, missed it. Anderson with a tip to himself, and it's taken away by Weber. Weber behind the back, and Anderson was there.
Good anticipation.
Steve with a 3 off the mark, won't go, and Divac with the rebound. Well, the Rockets have had 4 possessions where they've stopped the Kings, but they haven't been able to score. So it stays a 10-point game. Thomas doing a good job of fighting off and knocked out of bounds by Shandon Anderson. Jason Collier will check in for Mo Taylor. Taylor with 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Taking it down inside. Divac working on Collier. What did Divac tell you? He was just schooling the young rookie.
He said he said, I'm giving what I got. I got mine from Dream. I'm giving mine to Collier. Nothing personal. Paying dues.
That's tough. Divac had to learn the ropes, and Olajuwon worked him over pretty good early in his career. Well, the Rockets have gone cold at a terrible time, and a foul called on Mobley. Rockets shooting is down to 35% for the game. Rockets have missed their last 6 shots. 1:38 left. 14 fouls on the Rockets. The Kings with 5 team fouls.
Yeah, they missed their last 5 shots. Well, let's look where the shots were. There were 4 on the perimeter.
They're going to go back to Divac again, and why not? It's like taking candy from a baby right now. Collier's going to be all right. one of these days, but right now the veteran's working him over. 68-54 Kings.
Yeah, well, he's got to change his direction. He's going to have to front and get some help because playing behind is not working.
I'd bite him in the neck.
Hey, vampire stuff. What are you talking about? Boy, you're awful violent today, but I'm with you, my brother.
Mobley takes it up for 2, and he's fouled. So Mobley does a little schooling on Christie. Doug Christie, one of the better defensive players in the league. This turned out to be a nice trade for the Kings. They got Corliss Williamson over to Toronto for Christie, and by getting Williamson out of town, they were able to clear room for Stojakovic to become a starter. So Collier will come out and Cato will come in, and Jason still trying to learn his way. He's going to be fine. About 3 or 4 years from now, Collier will be schooling somebody else.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Mobley with 13, 7 rebounds.
I remember as a rookie, Archie Clark did some things to me that were against the law. But payback's a killer, Bill.
Weber got inside position, and a foul is called on Kenny Thomas. That's his 4th foul, and both teams are in the penalty as Weber will go to the line.
You know, it's interesting. What Collier needs right now is a friend. As a rookie, he needs his teammates talking to him. You know, it's going to happen like this. First of all, the officials are not going to let you be aggressive. Secondly, you have somebody like Divas who's going to really come at you. So don't worry about it. You're going to get your turn. He needs that right now.
All right, Kenny will come out. Mo Taylor will come back in. Chris Webber at the line. Webber, the only player in the NBA currently averaging over 25 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. So he's putting it all together. He's a big man, and for a big man, he can do a lot of things with that basketball. 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists for Chris Webber. And he plays at both ends of the court. There you see the time remaining. Rockets can go 2 for 1. Steve, nice fake, got it off the glass for 2. You know, he can get that shot almost any time he wants it. Very unselfish player, however.
Well, he needs to look for a little more right now. The Rockets are not shooting the ball well, so whoever can get themselves that type of a shot needs to go for it.
Jackson puts it up and misses, and Anderson with a rebound, and the Rockets can go for the final shot of the quarter. Rockets trailing by 10. Now, you wanted it to a single digit.
I sure did.
Rockets have a chance to get it there on this possession.
And that's for momentum purposes.
All right, Weber comes out on the double team. Taylor needs to 5 seconds. Down to 4, down to 3. Taylor with a miss. And a putback by Anderson. Putback by Anderson. Shandon Anderson stayed with it and got it before the buzzer went off. What a great play by Shandon Anderson. And they're going to put .4 back on the clock. Boy, did he stay after that. Anderson with 12 points now. Every Rocket in double figures in the starting rotation.
He saw me over here playing for that single digit.
Now the officials are talking. I don't know if there's any time left. I thought when the ball was going in, the buzzer went off. But they're going to give them .4. So they will have, with .4, they can catch it and shoot it.
I think Rudy will kill someone.
And Weber caught it and shot it, and it just was short. But the single digit you've been praying for, Murph, has come to fruition at the end of 3. Rockets outscoring the Kings 20-17 in the quarter and trail by 8.
Get Rocket season tickets now and get preferred seating status in the new downtown arena. For season tickets, call 713-627-DUNK.
There it is, the Rockets trailing by 8 points. As we go into the fourth and final quarter, the Kings are 20-2 this season when leading or tied at the end of the third quarter. The Rockets are only 2-14 when trailing at the end of 3. So it doesn't look too good, although the Rockets were trailing against the Knicks going into the fourth quarter in the last game.
I don't believe in yesterday's statistics, by the way.
Francis takes it to the basket, finger rolls it up and in. Stevie Franchise with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Another ho-hum game for Steve.
How many players?
Steal by Shandon Anderson, and Stojakovic can't get it back. Stevie Francis, yes, and the Rockets score the first 4 points of the quarter. It's a 4-point game.
And it's a defensive game also, Bill, right now. I keep talking defense because the Rockets were down by as many as 15 at one point, and they got back by stopping some folks.
Good point, Murph. Here's Weber on the post. Squares up on Taylor. Double team on Weber. Gives it up to Jackson with a 16-footer off the mark. And that defense now starting to pay dividends.
They're not letting anything go to the basket the way they did earlier in the game. They're double and triple teaming everything that gets into that red area or the key.
Couple of Wolverines down there in the paint. Taylor and Weber. Shandon. Call for traveling. The basket did not count.
I saw that one step too many, Bill.
That's the 16th turnover for the Rockets. 10 turnovers now by Sacramento. Christie always looking for Weber. Weber with a square up. Oh, Stevie blocked it out of his hands in the open court, and Christie fouls Mobley. Where did Francis come from? Goodness gracious.
You ask that same question every night. Where did he come from?
He came flying out of the air. And here's Weber. Man, he went up over Weber and got that ball, and then Mobley was fouled by Christie. Rockets now trailing by only 4 points, a chance to get it to 2. Rockets have
no turnovers.
Francis in the open court, giving it up to Shandon Anderson. Waits for the jumper, got it. Oh, Anderson's on fire. This is the closest the Rockets have been since Sacramento opened the game 2-0.
Don't foul. Good intensity, but don't get them on that foul line.
Stojakovic.
Switch.
Short. Taylor with a rebound, and the Rockets can tie or take the lead.
If Stojakovic gets the ball, Bill, I want to make sure that somebody's always in front of him at all times. Don't allow yourself to go behind the pick. You got to fight over to keep him from getting a good look at the basket.
Francis gives it up to Taylor, gets it right back. Stevie saves it. 7 on the shot clock. Taylor fires it up. Air ball. Cato puts it up. High arching shot. Both of those shots, neither one touched the rim. Weber, the other way. Fires it up, and oh my goodness gracious. What a terrible,
mercy.
What a terrible bailout. Oh my goodness. Weber is charging into Taylor, and a blocking foul is called on Taylor. Oh my goodness. Ah, my goodness. And a late whistle after all of that.
I'm flabbergasted.
Well, I thought some calls in New York were the worst, but that one there, my Mr. Griot, is the best one of the season right there. All right, here it is, 71-67 now, a 4-point lead. Steve's going to pull the trigger on a 3 off the mark. Cato, and a loose ball foul is called on Kelvin Cato. That's the first foul of the game on Cato. The Kings now with 2 team fouls. The Rockets with 1. We've played 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. All right, the Rockets now need to buckle down on D again. They got a bad call, but they've got to survive it.
Yeah, there you go, Bill. That's important. They've got to survive it.
Divac trying to draw a foul on Cato. Can't do it. Steve goes over and steals the ball. Steve Francis just took it away from Cato. And he's fouled on the play by Divac. Steve drew a foul from Divac, and I don't know how.
Frustration. Divac didn't know Steve was that quick.
Steve got down low. Divac's a 7-footer, couldn't bend over and get it.
He bent down to about 6'2", and Steve got underneath him.
You know, Steve made a double dribble there and got away with it.
Who cares?
Who cares, right? It was such a great move, it fooled the official. Well, now, Calvin, the Rockets have to score. 71-67, a brilliant play by Steve Francis. Mobley trying to dribble in on that illegal defense by Sacramento. Mobley's going to put it up. High arching shot won't go, and Weber pulls down his 12th rebound of the game. No passing. 8:20 left. Weber sets a pick. Bobby Jackson turns the corner. Took it inside, had it stripped. Mobley in the open court. Mobley. Anderson knocked out of bounds by Stojakovic.
Well, this is the right time, Bill. There's 8 minutes left in this game. This is the right time to start your defensive assault. Don't wait till you're around 3 minutes in the game.
We have a timeout on the court. The Rockets have made their run. The Kings trying to withstand the pressure. Name some Tonight's Gallery Furniture immediate delivery replay, and Steve Francis getting in. First of all, Shandon knocks it away, and Steve's right there to get it. Listen to these numbers tonight for Steve Francis. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks.
4 block shots.
4 block shots.
Those are the numbers that centers would love to have.
Yeah, and let me tell you, this is a game for the starters, too. The benches haven't done a whole lot here tonight. Sacramento's bench with 7 points. Houston's with a big fat 0. So this has been a game for the starters. Mobley going left where he likes to, and he's fouled by Christie. They're going to say it was before the shot.
Can't win for losing.
That wasn't continuation. Wasn't he going up for the shot, Murph?
Yes, sir, he was.
I'm sorry.
Since you asked the question, I'm going to give you the answer. Yes, sir, he was. Here he is, right now. He picked the ball up, and when he... I love this game.
Okay, 7 on the shot clock. You got to be aware. 6 down to 5, down to 4. Mobley arches it up, missed it, and the rebound to Divac. Somebody had Cato's arms. He didn't. He jumped, but he didn't put his arms up. Somebody either had his arms pinned to his side. He needs to lift him over. 7:37.
You're right, Bill. You need to put your arms over your shoulders in order to rebound.
He's got to tip it with his head or something. Here's Jackson. Middle to Divac. Oh, the basket counts, and he's fouled. Penetration by the Kings. And the foul is on Kelvin Cato, who's holding his hand.
Uh-oh. Looks like 2 weeks to me.
Let's watch it again here. Divac will have a free throw. I think Rudy said, I don't have any choice. I don't care if you're hurt. Get back in there. I don't have anybody left.
Block it with your head.
That's right. All right, both teams with 3 team fouls, 74-67. The Rockets need to score here. You can't let them get, after you work so hard to get that lead back. Pass inside to Taylor for 2, and Steve with another assist. And Mo Taylor with 12 points. 74-69. Rockets know they're going to Weber, and Jackson, that's right where he goes. Michigan on Michigan here. Weber puts up the jump shot, lost control of it, and Mobley picks it out of the air.
All right, let's get everybody involved here. The defense is geared right now to stop Mobley. Now, Mobley's going to go one-on-one. The ball needs to be moved right now.
That's got to be illegal defense, doesn't it? What was that?
What kind of, wait a minute, what's happening here, Bill?
What's the call?
Help me out.
I don't know. I saw him put 5 in the air. What Rudy's arguing. He thought it was illegal defense. I don't know what the. We'll check and see. 6:43 left to play in the game, and the Rockets are down by 5. Sacramento leads at 74-69, and this was the call. It was a 5-second call on on Cuttino Mobley.
But see, he's not going anywhere. That's wrong. That's wrong. He wasn't going anywhere.
They're saying that he had his back turned in a post-up position, and that is the Charles Barkley rule, you'll remember. You got to be dribbling and backing in for 5 seconds. I haven't seen it all year. That's the first time I've seen that called all season. There's Weber, puts it up, missed it. Bobby Jackson follows it up.
Now that's the first time that the Rockets have been caught flat-footed.
Weber passes up the shot, stripped by Steve. Steve to Mo. Steve Francis to the basket, lays it up, missed it. And a foul is called on Weber, and that's his 4th foul of the game.
See, this is where, on that break, I talk about that ball movement. That should have been a layup. There shouldn't have been anything other than, right now, the ball should have been hopping back and forth. There's only one defender, and you got numbers. It was 3-on-1.
Steve Francis with the jumper, missed it, and it's tipped up and in by Kenny Thomas. And the Rockets now trail by 3, 74-71, under 6 minutes left to play in the game. Both teams shooting under 40%. Divac trying to take it in on Thomas. There's the ever-present Steve Francis again. And he's called for knocking it out of bounds. Steve fell hard on his left wrist. He was holding that left arm.
It's got to be broken for Steve to leave the game, so don't worry about that.
Did they give him a credit? Is that 3 steals for him now on that last possession? He's got some outstanding numbers here tonight. Jackson takes it. Oh, wait a minute. Thomas cut him off at the baseline. They're going to give Jackson a break. Looked like he dribbled the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, but the break is, there's 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
2 on the shot clock. Weber tips it up, missed it, and it's tipped out. Steve Francis giving it up to Anderson for the slam, and the Rockets trail by 1. 5:28 left to play, 74-73.
Great defense, great ball movement.
The crowd needs to get into it now. Here they come. John Barry takes it down to Weber. Weber to the middle with a jump hook.
That's offensive. But that's what I'm hoping for, but that's not what they're going to call.
The foul is called on Maurice Taylor. You know, Taylor has done a great job on Weber tonight.
Sure has.
I know Weber has 22 points, 12 rebounds, but he may be the premier player in the league this year.
You got to remember what happened for Maurice is the fact that he got a lot of support, making Weber give the ball up. And when Weber hasn't given the ball up, he's taking bad shots.
You know what I like so much about Chris Weber? He wants the ball down the stretch. I mean,
good point.
He's not going to shy away from
He's not going to go and hide it all.
Nope.
He's the star of that team. He's willing to take that burden.
Weber gets them both. He's a 68% free throw shooter, but you wouldn't know it by those 2. 76-73 now. Steve cut off by Jackson. Steve dribbles to the left, and Bobby Jackson with a foul.
On the line. On the line.
That's the 15th foul on the Kings. Both teams are in the penalty now.
Now, what makes me a little nervous, remember in New York, the Rockets went to the foul line towards the end of the game, 5 trips, but they only made 1 out of the 2 foul shots. They've got to spend some time concentrating right now, going down under 5 minutes here for that foul line. So they're in the penalty. Both teams will be in the penalty for the rest of the game.
And it counts, they made 1 more than New York.
I'm not talking about you, Bill. I agree.
Steve with his second miss of the game. He has 17 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. 3 steals, and 4 blocks. Gets 1 out of 2. 76-74 now. The Kings by 2. Under 5 minutes left to play in the game.
Out of the starting team that's on the floor right now, it is a good, even balance offensively with the scoring.
Weber steps back and fires and misses, and Mobley picks up his 11th rebound of the game. Steve in the open court. And Taylor lost the ball, and Steve is pushed out of bounds by Barry. They're going to say that Steve walked out with it, so it'll be a turnover, Houston. That is the 19th turnover of the game for the Rockets. Good hustle. Fast and furious here. Kings trying not to lose back-to-back games, losing last night in Denver. Rockets want to get this one desperately. Down to 12. Stojakovic steps back, fires Anderson. You can't play defense any better than that.
Took the words out of my mouth.
That's the 9th rebound for Steve Francis. 4:12 left to play. Rockets trail by 2. Francis takes it to the basket, lays it up, and the game is tied at 76. Steve Francis with 20 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 blocks, and 3 steals.
It's all about defensive stops right now, Bill. The Rockets have found themselves some scoring by going to the basket.
Looking down to Weber again. Taylor played him pretty tough. Weber takes it inside. We have a whistle. And a foul is called on Maurice Taylor. That's his, what is it, 4th foul of the game or 3rd? And Weber will be back at the line.
You know, if Maurice is going to do a good job and turn Weber into the middle, he's got to get some support.
Weber's a 68% free throw shooter, but
not today.
But with the game on the line, in this game, Weber is 13 of 14 from the free throw line. He'll have one more when we come back. 3:39 left to play. Rockets down by 1. As we take this break in the action, it's time to power up with Reliant Energy, the power behind Houston. Drives to the baseline, shoots, it's in.
Defense.
Rockets up by 12.
Rebound. Goodness gracious. What did I tell you?
Did you see that? The outside. Oh, it won't go. There's the rebound, but they threw it away.
Jerks, I'm sick to even look at you. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
God, that's what I'm talking about.
This is why I watch this.
Rockets fans are some of the most energetic around. And believe us, we know energy.
They're doing everything right tonight.
Point had led by as many as 15 earlier in the game. The Houston defense, Murph, has held Sacramento to only 1 for 10 in this quarter, while the Rockets are shooting 7 of 14. And that's important.
Well, let's talk about why they were shooting 1 for 10. If you look at the shot chart, and I'm going to say it again, they scored so easily at the start of the game around that basket. The Rockets totally took that part of their game away and forced them to go on the perimeter.
Weber finally misses. I knew I could jinx him before the game was over.
Oh, I never had any doubt.
Kings up by 1, 77-76.
You're usually good for you're good for 2 of those again.
Mobley gets by Stojakovic, high off the glass. Francis goes for the tip, and John Barry had Jackson snowbirding at the other end, but he missed him.
No, he was too busy protecting the ball.
All right, Rockets need a stop again. 3:15 left to play. They're going to go right over to Weber. Kenny Thomas behind him. On to Weber. Weber and Thomas. 5, down to 4, down to 3, down to 2 on the shot clock, down to 1. He's not going to get it off in time. The Rockets play 24-second defense.
It's interesting that Stojakovic was looking right at the clock, and I don't know why he waited down so long to shoot that ball.
3 minutes left to play. Great defense in this 4th quarter by Houston. But can they come up with enough offense to win it?
All they got to do right now, Bill, is play smart. Take the best shot available. They don't have to rush anything right now. It's a game of possessions.
Barry picks up Francis on the switch. Double team comes over. Steve back outside. Shandon sets for a three. Missed it off the front of the iron. And Webber pulls down his 13th rebound of the game. Shandon goes for the steal on Stojakovic. Webber and Thomas. Now Stojakovic posting up on Anderson. Turnaround. Missed it. And Taylor with a rebound. Well, the Rockets are doing everything they can do defensively. They've just got to find a way to score. 2:12, 2:11 left to play. Steve
Ball movement.
Takes it to the basket. Oh, Steve Francis against the double team. And it's the first Houston lead of the game. Under 2 minutes left to play.
Who do you think wants the ball in this instance?
There, he's got it, Webber. Webber taking it in on Kenny Thomas. Fakes it, puts it up, rims it out, and the Rockets with a rebound. Webber is only 6 of 24 in this game.
That is strong defensive intensity against him.
Francis and Jackson now. Taylor comes over to set a pick. They ignore Taylor. Jackson staying with Francis. 5 on the shot clock. Stevie puts it up off the back of the iron. That ball was right on as it missed. And Rick Adelman wants to call a timeout. 1:16 left to play. The Rockets holding on to a 1-point lead.
Anytime you look for an important basket, you want to give it to someone that can penetrate. Steve Francis is one of those penetrators. He's easy to turn the corner and take the ball right down the seam here. And the defense is geared to stop him. He uses that left hand off the glass. You don't get any better than that, Bill. Not everybody can be taught that.
You know, Webber ran off, and then he tried to come back, but it was too late. Webber's a shot blocker. Francis tonight, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. There he is, close to another double-double. Not quite. He also has 4 blocks. And
Don't forget
steals.
That's impressive. It's the 4 blocks that are impressive for a guard.
All right, Rockets need defense again. Christie on the perimeter looking for Webber to come over and post up on Kenny Thomas. He squares up on Thomas. Goes to baseline, puts it up, missed it, got it back. Put it up again, missed it again, and he'll go to the line to shoot. Webber just cleared himself a pass.
That's what he did. And it's unfortunate because the Rockets did a nice job initially stopping that first shot, but when he cleared that pass, the ball came back to him. It's interesting when you talk about defensive balance. The Rockets worked hard to stop him the first time and then got out of position.
Webber's 13 of 15 in this game, make it 14 of 16 from the line. Webber's only 6 of 25 from the field, but he's doing a number at the free throw line. And a timeout taken by Houston with 1:01 left to play, and we're tied at 78. With 1:01 left to play. This quarter, the Kings are only 1 of 13 for 8%. The Rockets are 8 of 18 for 44%. So the Kings have only 1 field goal. They've been making a living from the free throw line. And that's where Webber will be when we come back. Chris Webber has shot only 6 of 25 from the field, but he's 14 of 16 from the line. 26 points, 14 rebounds for C. Webb. Rockets are 13 of 15 from the line. So Webber will have 1 more. He'll try to give the Kings the lead.
I thought he pushed that too far. Or was that wishful thinking, Bill?
Must have been wishful thinking because he's been right on those free throws tonight. He's 15 of 17 from the line. 1 point, Sacramento lead, under a minute left to play. Steve Francis going around a Taylor pick. Taylor is open momentarily. Got Divac on him. Takes it to the middle, little jumper. Got it. Oh, what a pressure shot, Maurice Taylor. Both teams have 1 full timeout plus a 20.
So this stopper has got to be a must, Bill.
And both teams are in the penalty. John Barry going to his left. Passing off. Christie passes up a 3. Off to Webber. Webber with a slow.
And he got fouled.
What a great pass to Webber. 4 Basket counts.
That's his sixth.
This is a nice play.
Christie really did a good job of seeing Weber, and there's Kenny Thomas, who is fouled out of the game with 6 fouls.
He played extremely hard defensively tonight.
Yes, he did. Kenny with 15 points, 9 rebounds. And now Rudy trying to decide who he wants to substitute for Kenny Thomas.
Kelvin Cato is going to be given nod.
That was only the second field goal by the Kings in this quarter.
Well, it was a big one. 30 seconds left in the game. If this is made, I'm sure he's going to think about maybe a timeout. How many timeouts do they have left out there?
One full timeout and 120.
Yeah, he may call a 20 to talk over an offensive play.
You can advance a 20 to midcourt now this season, so you can take and rattle out. Divac over the back.
Over the back.
Divac went over the back for the rebound. 22 seconds left. Christie takes it on the drive. Christie passes off to Weber for another slam, and Christie is down on the court. Like Christie fell on his backside. Rockets want to get it in while Christie is down. That's smart basketball. And Mobley fires it up. And a foul is called on John Barry, who alertly fouled. I don't know how alertly it is because it's going to send the Rockets to the line.
Yeah, but that's, Mobley took a 3-point shot. That's only going to give him 2 shots on that foul line. If the Rockets make them both, the Kings are still up by a point with the ball. So that was a smart foul.
Well, Rick Adelman is arguing that the Rockets came out on the court, the bench did, as if there were a timeout. The Kings relaxed. The Rockets got it in without calling a timeout to get off a quick shot. But now the important thing at the free throw line. 2 big free throws for Steve Francis.
Of course, they foul quickly after they make these 2.
Wow. Well, Steve has played 45 of the 47 minutes. Got to be a little tired. We have a timeout called by the Kings. 11.5 seconds left to play. Point lead, 11.5 seconds left. Let's go back to that big rebound by Vlade Divac.
Yeah, well, this is the biggest play of the game, and that's over the back. And regardless, he got that ball, he kept it alive, and they came up with it.
He had his left hand, folks, if you didn't see it, on the shoulder of Maurice Taylor.
It's called hitchhiking.
Yeah. And it was, he got away with it, and that's all that counts.
Well, that's what basketball and sports are about. Getting away with the big play.
Vlade with 18 points, 13 rebounds, 14 rebounds for Weber. Steve Francis with 10 rebounds, Mobley with 11. Steve is 1 assist away from a triple-double. He's got 9 assists, 10 rebounds, 22 points, but he has missed 3 free throws. And boy, you know he'd love to have those back right now. He has one that can, he has 1 free throw remaining. He can get the Rockets within 2 points. Got it. Weber will bring it in to Christie, and that's who the Kings want to have the ball. He's an 85% free throw shooter.
Well, it's obvious that they've got to miss one of these. They make both of them. That gives them a 4-point lead. The Rockets get the ball. They've got to go back and find some way to score quickly and then foul again and start that same process all over again.
Rudy still has 1 full timeout plus a 20. The Kings have only a 20-second timeout remaining. And Christie will be at the line. Rockets need a miss. And they got
up. Bill, you're working your magic again. How about a second miss?
Would that be possible with an 85%? Here's Cato in now. He's in to try to get the rebound.
They got a chance to tie this game, Bill.
Yep. And he got 1 out of 2, and Rudy now will call his final full timeout. He still has a 20. So with 10.5 seconds left to play, the Kings lead by 3. Now, a minute ago, I told you the Rockets are in the middle of just a horrendous schedule, a part of their schedule this season. And we made up a graphic for you to show you just exactly what the Rockets are going through. And it started back on January the 9th. On January the 9th, the Rockets started a road trip. Look at this. From the 9th to the 19th, 11 days, 7 games in 6 cities, in 2 countries, and in 4 time zones. Houston to Toronto, Toronto, New York City, back to Houston. The Rockets get on a plane tomorrow for Salt Lake City. Then it's back to Houston to play Toronto. Then it's out to Oakland, L.A., back to Houston. 10,865 miles in 11 days.
Bill, were we part of that?
Yep. It's easier on the players than it is on the old broadcast.
Good news. Wake me when it's over.
All right, Murph, what play have they called right now? They need 3 points.
They need a 3-point play, and the way to get that and get someone open is for penetration. Take the ball to the basket, suck the defense in as though you're going to try to score quickly, and kick it back to the perimeter for who's ever open to get a good wide open look at the basket.
All right, the Kings going to be right up on the ball now. They can foul before the shot if they want to. Over to Taylor. Taylor got to get it to somebody and shoot a 3, and Weber with a steal. It never materialized. Whatever the Rockets were trying to do, they never did it. And that's the end of the game. They never got the shot off. Chris Webber with 31 points, 14 rebounds. He was 15 of 18 from the line. And here is tonight's Miller Lite player of the game. You just saw him, Chris Webber. As he has a big game. He didn't shoot well, 8 of 27 from the field, but he was 15 of 18 from the free throw line, and he was the man going down the stretch. Stay tuned. After the break, Lisa Milosky will have the Reliant Energy Rockets review. Don't go away.
Houston Rockets basketball has been presented by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Houston Rockets, and by Miller Lite, the true Pilsner that's true to Texas.
Something big is going down. Can you feel it? Excitement is in the air, and your Rockets are getting ready for a showdown. This is what it's all about, Houston. This is the way we play, running and gunning. Come on out, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS and get some sweet tickets to some great games.
Vince Carter and the Toronto Raptors hit Compaq Center January 16th at 7 o'clock. It's the Raptors and the Rockets. We love to play. You'll love to be there.
Guess what? Susie Fetterman got sick, so I don't have to be the dumb dinosaur. I get to be the peacock.
Great. Peacock.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by January 16th and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
And welcome to the Compaq Center and the Reliant Energy Rockets review. The Kings win it tonight by 3, 84-81. I'm Lisa Milosky. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. What a ball game. The Rockets trailed by as many as 15 points in the third quarter, came back to take the lead late in the fourth, but the Kings were just too much down the stretch. One of the guys who made a huge difference tonight, Peja Stojakovic, who had 18 points. He's standing by with Bill Worrell and Calvin Murphy. Guys, take it away.
All right, Lisa, thanks a lot. Yeah, we're here with Peja, who got a lot of points in that first quarter. He got the Kings off to a good start, but it got a little hairy there at the end. Kings were only able to manage 3 field goals in the entire fourth quarter. That's unusual for you guys, isn't it?
Well, it is, you know, and definitely at the end we felt that we had advantage down to the basket, so we put the ball in the paint to Chris Webber and Vlade Divac. Both of them play a great game, you know. Make a difference tonight.
It's interesting, the start of the game, everything that you scored against the Rockets was in the paint. You shot the ball extremely well around there. Towards the second half, the Rockets did a nice job defensively keeping you out of the paint, getting to the basket. During the timeout, things switched up and they started shooting from the perimeter again, and you started hitting a couple of big shots. Was this an individual thing, or did you talk about it in the timeouts?
Well, I think the Rockets did a pretty good job, especially in the fourth quarter. You know, they denied the ball, you know, on the perimeter. It was tough for us to get the ball to the big guys, and they did a pretty good job defensively. And at the end, we make a difference with the Chris and Vlade over there, and they score huge points.
You know, you have a team that's capable. With you and Jason and Christie, you're able to shoot well from the outside, but you also have the inside presence of Divac and Webber. Do you think that's what's going to give you the edge come playoff time, the fact that you can be a half-court team when you have to be, you can also run if you have to?
We still didn't play the game like we wanted to, you know, all 5 guys, you know, have inside presence and outside presence, always something, you know, wrong, you know, but we are trying to get there, and I hope, you know, season is long, and when the time comes for a playoff, we'll be ready.
You know, it's interesting when you start talking about the playoffs. The playoffs is based on a half-court game. Now, do you really think you're big enough inside to compete with the LAs and the Portlands in a half-court game? Now, you shoot the ball extremely well, but during the playoffs, it becomes more of a physical game.
It is, but, you know, we have to put our tempo, you know, in those games, you know, especially in our home court, you know. That's what we proved last year against Lakers. If we put our tempo, you know, nobody can stop, especially in the Sacramento. But we're still learning, you know. We know the playoff is a different game, you know. It's tougher, you know. But we have to be more aware, especially at the end of the game, how to execute. And
well, you've become a great story. You're one of my favorite players because of where you've had to come from, the Civil War, the unrest in Yugoslavia, being a Serbian living in a Croatian country, and you've said yourself you could easily be working in your parents' grocery store had it not been, you know, have you not moved to Belgrade, right? I guess that was a break, huh?
Exactly. This is destiny, you know. What can you do?
I'll tell you one thing. He couldn't throw groceries any better, and he throws that jumper up there.
Well, I tell you, he says destiny. Destiny has a great jump shot.
Keep it up. You're a good young man, and this is a fine team you're playing on. Lisa, let's go back to you.
Oh, guys, and congratulations to Peja on a terrific ball game. Time for a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at those second half highlights. There are some doozies. Don't go away. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the Reliant Energy Rockets review, coming to you live from the Compaq Center in Houston, Texas. I'm Lisa Mulaski. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. What a ball game. The Rockets lose it by 3, 84-81, but it was just terrific basketball, especially in the second half. The Rockets trailed by 11. It was 52-41 at the break. Shall we pick it up in the third quarter and take a look at those second half highlights? It was more Kings to start the third. Doug Christie to Peja Stojakovic, who we just heard from. Fadeaway over Shandon Anderson. Peja had 18 points, but Shandon Anderson started to heat up on the offensive end, drives down the middle over Stojakovic. Great Rockets defense, the difference end of the third. Francis with the steal, dumps it back to Mobley for the lay-in. 69-61, Kings by 8 after the third. Fourth quarter, more of the same. Great Rockets defense. Anderson tips the ball away. Francis picks it up and takes it in for 2 more. Then Francis with great defense. Watch the block on Webber. That leads to another Shandon Anderson bucket on the other end. The Rockets are on a roll. Francis with the assist to Mo Taylor. Rockets within 5, 74-69 with under 7 minutes to play. Off the break, Francis with the assist to Anderson. After trailing by as many as 15 points in the second, Steve Francis ties it at 76. Then Francis gives the Rockets the lead, 78-77, under 2 minutes to play. It's Mo Taylor, Rockets still on top, 80-79.
But then Chris Webber was the difference down the stretch. 2 straight buckets. Webber finishing with 31 points and 14 rebounds tonight. And the Sacramento Kings win it by 3, as I said, the final 84-81. Steve Francis led the Rockets with 23 points. He had a great line, 23 points, 9 assists, and 10 rebounds. Shandon Anderson added 16 points. He also had 4 rebounds. Time for a break. When we come back, a look around the NBA. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Reliant Energy Rockets Review, coming to you live from the Compaq Center in Houston. Once again, the Kings win it by 3. I'm Lisa Molaski. Thanks for joining us tonight. Time now to take a look around the NBA. We begin with a game in Dallas, played a little bit earlier tonight. The Suns visiting the Mavs, and they win it big. Their second straight victory, 103-86. Sean Marion led the way with 23 points and 11 rebounds. The Knicks win at home tonight, 91-78. Charlie Ward with 17 points. The Hawks beat the Clippers in Atlanta, 188, and the Magic beat the Warriors, 111-94. The Sixers winning at home, 183 over the San Antonio Spurs. Sixers have now won 8 of their last 9. The Bucks beat the Nets in Milwaukee, and the Pacers win at home by 16 over the Miami Heat. That's a big win for Indiana. They had lost 4 of their last 5 home games. The Jazz beating the Lakers 91-82. Quite a ball game there in Utah in the fourth quarter, and in the second, the Grizzlies on top of Cleveland 56-47. Time again for another break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here on the Reliant Energy Rockets Review. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Compaq Center. We're wrapping things up here on the Reliant Energy Rockets Review. Once again, the Sacramento Kings win it by 3, 84-81. I'm Lisa Molaski. Boy, what a ball game. As I pointed out before, the Rockets trailed by as many as 15 points in the third quarter, came back to take the lead late in the fourth, but it just wasn't to be. All 5 Rocket starters in double figures, led by Steve Francis with 23, but the bench did not score tonight. Pretty unbelievable considering their history so far this season. So a tough loss, but the Rockets are right back at it on Monday night. Thanks so much for joining us here in Houston. The Director of Broadcasting for Houston Rockets basketball is Joel Blank. Tonight's game was produced and directed by Timothy Paris. The studio director for UPN 20 was Robin Fortenberry. Our next game comes to you, as I said, Monday, when the Rockets travel to Utah to take on Karl Malone and the Jazz. Coverage begins at 8 right here on UPN 20. Stay tuned. Source Sound Lab is coming up next. For Bill Worrell and Calvin Murphy, I'm Lisa Molaski saying make it a great night. We'll see you on Monday.
Five points.